Welcome to Empire Finance TV. We are live. We are live today. We are here at Empire Finance TV. We talking the markets. We talking about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, the current situation, how is Bitcoin performing at the moment. Welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a while since we streamed. It's been a while, but we are back. We are announcing that we are coming back with these live streams. So, yeah, we are back with a bang. And of course, today, with a guest here, someone who's been in the space for some years, someone with a solid analysis, someone who can, when we sit down and talk the cryptocurrencies, we can talk something that is tangible. So yes, guys, please make yourself feel comfortable and invite others. Let's be here. Let's discuss. Let's talk. Let's educate one another. Let's give one another some solid information. I see people are coming through. Please, on the chat section, there is a chat section. Do tell us where you're watching this live broadcast from. Do let us know where you are, which province, which country. If you're outside South Africa, let us know. Uh, Let us know. Please send this YouTube link to all your friends, to everyone who's out there. Let's invite people so that we can be on the same page. I know it's a lonely journey. Trading, investing, there's so much happening and it's a lonely journey, but we're trying to make sure that we minimize the loneliness. We try by all means to make sure that you keep updated of what's happening around this market. I see people coming through. All right, we're starting. Please help me welcome our guest for tonight. Like I just mentioned before, that he's been in this space for some years. His name is T Busa. T Busa, how are you, sir?
Hey man. All good. All good. Just finally happy that the market has been giving us some action. It's different for new guys that are watching. They might be thinking, "What action are you talking about?" Everything today is red, which is exactly what we're gonna talk about. Yeah, so man, I've been good, my man. I've been good. It's good to be back. It's been a while since I was on the channel. But yeah, it's good to be back. So we have a lot of jam-packed things that we're going to discuss. Whether you are new, you are well advanced. Hopefully, there's something that you'll grab out of the live stream that we're going to be talking today, and hopefully, we'll hear some questions at the end. If there's anybody that's trying to, know something, I can see that people that are already coming into the stream. Yeah, man. But all good.
Great stuff, man. Welcome back. Yeah, of course, man. It's been a while. It's been a while, but it's good that you are back at this point in time when things are very bad. I would say it's very bad to some people. It depends where you're standing. Some people are seeing a bad situation because the markets are red. There's blood on the street. People are scared. People are shaking. But it depends where you are standing and the also information that we have that makes you that scared.
True, true. No, that's good. Yeah, man. So I think that the only people that will be scared right now probably are newbies, people that are in their first cycle, maybe, people that have only discovered, maybe they are on their second cycle and the previous cycle they came in late in 2021. There's a lot of people that came in 2021 right at the top of the cycle, and those people have known nothing but loss for the past 3 to 4 years. So when you start seeing the rate that we are seeing today, people are taken back to, hey, this is 2022 all over again, and they start to panic. But we're gonna unpack all of those things, where we are in the market, what's happening, and where do we believe that we are going in the market, and we will discuss all of those things.
Let's retrace back. We've been in the crypto space since 2015, and Bitcoin has been around since 2008. Um, it's uh, it's gone down, it's gone up. We have seen different cycles, and we have seen the growth of Bitcoin. But let me just want to understand from the beginning. Do you think Bitcoin has achieved or is achieving its creator's original goals, Satoshi Nakamoto?
Well, yes and no. I've been in the game for a long time, as you mentioned. I've been investing in cryptocurrency since November 2015. So this is my ninth year. Next year I'm going to 10th year being in the crypto industry, and I wish I knew about cryptocurrency earlier. Even though I was early into the market, but I still wish that I knew about it earlier. I heard about it in 2014, and the person who was telling me about it, it was during the days of Kipi, that people needed to use Bitcoin to create, I don't know what they used to call them back there, their dreams or whatever it was, with Kipi. And he mentioned Bitcoin. He wasn't really mentioning Kipi to me, but he was really pitching the idea of digital currency. And I remember I went back home and I looked it up, Bitcoin, and I couldn't find enough information. And I was preoccupied back then. I guess I didn't give it enough time. If I had given it enough time, I was going to find good information. I'm very good at researching. So to answer your question, are we on path to what Satoshi created Bitcoin to be? Price wise, I can say yes. Technology wise, maybe not so much, because you don't see a lot of updates when it comes to Bitcoin. You don't see anything being built on Bitcoin. And on top of that, Bitcoin was created to be decentralized, and we know that it is impossible today. Well, not impossible, but we know that Bitcoin is the least project that is decentralized, because so many entities have now entered the space, EFTs and the Wall Street guys and government people. And we know those people don't like decentralization. So Bitcoin, as it was intended to be decentralized, but I don't think it is decentralized as it was intended. This is one of the things. And there isn't much. We all know, we all can predict that there's going to be 21 million Bitcoins that are released into the market. And we know that. And we know that every 4 years, the number of Bitcoins that are released into the blockchain will halve in every 4 years. That we know, because that was in the white paper and that was in the blockchain. So, but we don't know anything new, because there hasn't been anything new that has been developed that is significant, that we know about Bitcoin. And I think that's where the downfall of Bitcoin is, compared to other coins that are newer, that have got things that are being built upon and upgrades and things that are happening across. So, yeah, so good and bad. I think that's what we have with Bitcoin.
All right, talking of TP and the other short-term projects, I'll call them short-term projects, network marketing. Do you think those projects have contributed to the crypto space, to the crypto industry? What I'm talking about is a lot of people got introduced to this industry, to this market through different networks, through different short-term projects. Do you think they've contributed much to this crypto market, to this crypto industry?
Oh yeah, man, definitely. I wouldn't be here had it not been for Triple M, and I always say it, because I am proud how I was adopted. So you're referring into onboarding people and adoption, and I think back then network marketing did a great job on onboarding people. Most of the projects, obviously, they were, like you're saying, short term. Most of the projects are nowhere to be found today because most of them were glorified pyramid schemes. Not a lot of people want to admit it today, or during those times, not a lot of people wanted to admit it, but hey, they were just glorified Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes. But the education that we got out of that, it is great. I was introduced into Bitcoin the second time. The first time, it was this person who was telling me about Gibi, and it went over my head. And the second time, it was through Triple M, and when Triple M came to me, there wasn't even much about Bitcoin. It was the local Triple M where you were getting earnings every 30 days. Then, as I was getting into it, then there was Triple M Global that I was aware of, and that Triple M Global, which allowed me to create dreams in Bitcoins and earn 100% of my initial investment within 2 weeks. And I was hooked, man. I was hooked. And from then on, I was saying to my wife, what in the world is this? And it found me at a time whereby I had just lost my business. I was down and out, and I had no income. My wife was carrying all the bills that we had at that point in time. So I was looking for something to do online, and I had been in business for many, many, many years, and it was my first time being so low in terms of finances in my life, and I was now ready to give it an ear because a year prior I did not give it an ear, but in 2015 I was ready to give it an ear because I was down and out. And it is through Triple M that I was onboarded. We had other projects. I briefly invested or was positive when it comes to BitClub network, and then later on I pulled back because I could see that there was trouble going on here as I was learning deeper and deeper, not just into Bitcoin but into the blockchain technology and into the mining technology. And I could see and I could foresee that, hey, this is not going to be sustainable for a very long time. And some people actually unfriended me, and some people blocked me. Some people didn't speak to me because I was not actively promoting BitClub Network. And I was saying, I remember when I had my seminar in Gold Reef City, I did say that, hey, look, guys, mining, it is no longer profitable. You cannot be profitable unless you are a big, giant company that is mining. A lot of people were upset. I didn't know. I found out later, but it turned out to be everything that I said, was true at the end of the day. Nobody came back to say, hey, man, you were true. You were right about that. But it's okay. We are all learning. It was part of learning, and it was part of being onboarded into crypto. How you were onboarded, it does not matter. What you do from then on up until now matters. So if you were onboarded into Bitcoin or crypto via network marketing, and you sat down on the knowledge and you did nothing, then it's your fault, man. Because from there, I grew as I researched deeper and deeper. My background is IT, so anything technology I love. So to this day, I'm grateful that I was onboarded that way.
Great stuff, great stuff. Let's talk about Bitcoin. I see. I'm opening here on Coin Market Cap. I see the Bitcoin dominance. As I'm checking here, I see it's um, Bitcoin dominance as we speak now is 57.7%, and then Ethereum is at 12.2%, and then others they are there on 30%. Bitcoin is still the king of this industry and is still leading. Um, Others are following. And as we stand now, Bitcoin has gone through the roof, but others are still following, slowly and slowly. When do you think Bitcoin is gonna get to a point whereby it shares its dominance with others, or when Bitcoin gets dethroned from that top seat?
Yeah, look, man, what we normally look for is this 57 was actually 54 few days back. It was 54 a few days back on the 7th of December, a few weeks, 2 weeks ago. On the 7th of December, it was around 54%, So obviously, Bitcoin, as soon as it hit that 100K, it started pushing up and retracing on its dominance. But generally, what we're looking for is we know that when the Bitcoin dominance goes down, then we will see the other, go back to that chart, then you will see the other coins gaining on that market cap. If you look at the other coins, it's 30%, meaning that the altcoins have gained back the dominance that Bitcoin had and Ethereum had. And if to be precise, on its highest, just looking on my chart, so on its highest, it was sitting on about 61%. And it's not long ago. This is 21 November. So it was sitting on 61%. So it has came down a little bit. So Bitcoin market has, the dominance has came down a little bit. And we know that when the dominance comes back down, it gives an opportunity for altcoins to take the slice of Bitcoin's dominance. And that's when we see all these other coins starting to rally, So usually it's between December the previous year before the bull market, which is where we are now, all the way up until probably November, September, or October, let's say Q4. That's when we see that altcoins, they tend to take back the dominance. And depending on which coin, obviously, you're invested in, you might start to see that already some coins, even that 30%, it's a lot because some altcoins that I've invested in, and together with my students, we've invested in, we've seen great amount of increase already just in those altcoins.
Gustav, we are live here at Empire Finance TV. We are talking the markets, the current situation. Do stay with us here till the end so that we give you some few coins to look at. Mr. T here is going to give you two coins that you can look at that is still
Oh,
a potential.
you want my students to kill me? You're putting me under pressure. We'll do our best.
We are all your students here. We are all your students. Everyone here is your student.
Yeah, we'll do our best, man. We'll do our best.
Christoph, Mr. T, beginning of this year, 11 Bitcoin spot ETFs and some Ethereum also, they were approved, which means they were taken into the mainstream, financial mainstream. What does this mean for the cryptocurrency market? Having 11 Bitcoin, it could move. I think it's more than that, but the number that I have here is that 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs were approved. What does that mean for the cryptocurrency market as a whole?
Look, man, for adoption, it's good. Um, for decentralization, not so much. But at the end of the day, what we want is adoption, and we want a lot of people to to get to know more about cryptocurrency, and we know that um, financial markets like the stock market and like the forex market have been there for quite a long time. So if we can grab a chunk of it, just a little bit of it, even 1% of it, it that means that adoption, and that means that the number of users that will be coming into the space, it will be enormous. I was doing research the other day, and the article that I was reading, it was saying that about only 7 to 8% of the world's population knows about cryptocurrency. Then there's different articles and different statistics. Others are saying about 10%, So when we started, there was only 1% of the global population that were involved in cryptocurrency or had wallets, active wallets, or knew about cryptocurrency. It was only 1%. So to see that we have quadrupled that number in the short period of space in the last 10 years or 8 years, we have doubled or tripled or quadrupled that number. It's great. And we know with ETFs and everything that's happening right now in the market, is just going to expose us even more. But it also means that it's also going to bring a lot of centralization. If you are a cryptocurrency core man, we don't like centralization. We are the people that enjoy decentralization. It means that we are able to make our money without anybody dictating how we make our money.
I think it's already this industry has already been hijacked. Let's be honest, it's already been hijacked because already there's licensing, there's registrations, there's taxation as well. So there's the industry has already been hijacked. What would you say on that?
Yeah, man. We knew it was going to happen. At least I knew it was going to happen. Some years past, I don't know which year, I wrote on Facebook that if you don't take an opportunity now and you wait for regulation and you wait, because a lot of people, especially people that are in finance, when we started out, when I started speaking about Bitcoin, some used to call me privately and say, "Hey, bro, you need to be careful with this thing that you're doing. You're just introducing people into a scam. It's not regulated. It's a bubble. It's gonna burst and all of that. So when we started out, there was still a lot of uncertainty, but it was the best time to start out. And I wrote a post to say, if you are waiting for regulation, you're going to be too late, because essentially you are waiting for the government and the banks to tell you how to buy, and this is how much you're going to be taxed. But right now, you've got an opportunity to come in early when there is no regulation and make the best of it or the most of it. And that time is here. That time is here. Banks are going to own crypto. And I used to say that they're going to shove it down your throat as if they came up with the technology. And I can say that easily such times are near. I believe that this cycle might be the last cycle that you guys can come in and with some form of decentralization. But in the next cycle, I see banks, I see governments. I know that the USA is looking into becoming the world leading when it comes to digital currency, Bitcoin reserves. They're trying to buy as much as they could because of Trump. And whatever the USA does, a lot of countries are going to follow and do it. And with that will come a heavy, heavy regulation. So yeah, we are being hijacked. We have been hijacked already. You're right.
Yeah, look, Bitcoin halving happened earlier this year in April, and with Bitcoin ETFs getting approved, we're expecting the bull market to kick in earlier. Well, I'll talk to I'll talk about other people. The sentiments that has been out there. People saying, right, we've got it was in January, February, March when people were very excited, saying Bitcoin has been approved, ETFs have been approved, halving is happening. So there is no way that the bull market is not going to happen in 2024, and it's going to happen sooner than anyone has expected. But we see it happening in the last quarter of 2024. Were you also expecting it to start this year or at the end of 2024, or you expected it to start sooner?
No, I didn't expect it to start sooner. I've said this before and I stick to it. Unless the structure has been broken, I have no reason to believe any change will happen. And I've always been blunt to say that cryptocurrency, the bull market starts 6 to 8 months after the halving. And that 6 to 8 months after the halving is the Q4, which is where we are right now. And we saw that in November. I expected that in November during the election, so that's when we can say that the market will start moving us into the bull market. So my last live stream that I did, I was answering a few people that were saying the opposite of what you are saying now. That were saying that um, we're not going to have a bull market in 2025. The markets are going to crash. Then I said, we know there's some things that are programmed into the bull market to happen. Unless those things change, I have no reason. Technically, we know that halving happens every 4 years, and that is going to continue to happen until every Bitcoin has been mined because it is written into the blockchain. That will not change. And we know that with halving comes difficulty. The difficulty level to mine Bitcoin goes up. And we know that when the difficulty goes up, the miners are reluctant to sell their bitcoins because they are now working extra hard to get more bitcoins. So they hold on to those bitcoins. And when the miners are reluctant to hold on that bitcoins, then it promotes scarcity. With scarcity comes demand. With demand comes price increase. Until those fundamentals are broken or those fundamentals change, I have no reason to believe otherwise. So I am always grounded in what I believe in because I've been in the space for so long. I don't listen to noise. I don't listen to people saying things that are just out of the question, with no basis, with no facts. So I did not expect Bitcoin, what is this, bull market to start early. No, I expected us to be where we are right now, and that's exactly where we are, and that's how I'm expecting it as this far. And I am expecting that in January we're gonna start seeing Bitcoin going up with all these other coins. Probably January, February, March, April. Probably sometime in April, May, we might start seeing a big pullback. I don't know, but that I'm getting it from historical data. So yeah, man. Unless the structure changes, I have no reason to think otherwise.
All right, Gary Gensler. It's been tough on the cryptocurrency market, the cryptocurrency project. Um, some of his, things that he has been doing against the crypto has been unnecessary. And now we see Donald Trump coming in, endorsing the cryptocurrency market. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think with Donald Trump endorsing this market is good for this project? Is good for this revolution?
It's huge. It's huge. And that's how the Democrat lost the election, amongst other things. Cryptocurrency in America represents a lot of young guys from the age of 18 up until the age of 25 and 35. And some of them, the 18-year-olds up until the 22-year-olds, some of them, they were first time voters. And most of them were already into cryptocurrency. If you have a president or you have a party that says, or that has put Gary Gensler in power, who's been persecuting cryptocurrency in the manner that he did, those people are not going to want to vote for you. And more so in your campaign, you are silent about cryptocurrency. You don't mention your plans about cryptocurrency, what you are planning to do when it comes to cryptocurrency. Those youngsters are not going to vote for you. And then you have guys my age in their 40s all the way to 50s that have missed the boat of the dot com era. of the stocks era, and now they are into cryptocurrency because they know they missed the dot-com era, and now they know that, hey, I'm either almost retiring or I'm about to retire, and I am heavy into cryptocurrency. And then you get a president like Biden that appointed Gary Gensler, who did all those things that he did. Those people are not going to vote for you. So Trump being pro crypto, it's huge. Him appointing or nominating, like he did, nominating a fella, I can't remember his name now, nominating the guy that we know that he is pro crypto to becoming the next chairman of the SEC, it's huge. And Gary Gensler, we know he's on his way out because he did resign already. And he said that his last day in office will be on the 6th of January. And that's the day that the new president will be inaugurated, coming into power. So we know that he's already out. And going forward, going to next year, the SEC, if there's still any other cases that are lingering around, if they can dismiss those cases and drop those cases, we're going to be seeing cryptocurrency exploding next year. And we might see a better performance from the last cycle. And that's what we are hoping for. A lot of things hindered us in the last cycle. Hopefully this year, the next bull market, which is this bull market now in 2025, at the peak of the bull market will be much better than we saw in the last cycle.
Nice one, nice one. Now let's talk about psychology, people's psychology. Why do people buy when the candlesticks are blue, when they are green, and when the markets are red, blood on the street? People get scared. People run away from the markets. What makes people get so confused?
I wish I knew, eh? But it's human psychology, right? It's human psychology that look at anything beside finance. If somebody is coming up as an artist and nothing is happening until they release that hit album and there's hype, all of a sudden that person is celebrated. And when you check his or her background, they've had about 4 albums in the past, and nobody said anything about those albums. But because one hit song and got people to be hyped up about, and everybody's coming in. It's the human psychology. So when the markets are down and markets are red and markets are not moving and boring, people are not interested because there isn't hype. And once they see that Bitcoin is 100,000 and they realize that, hey, someone told me about Bitcoin when Bitcoin was 75,000 or Bitcoin was $50,000, it's now 100,000. I want to come in. I want to come in. I want to come in. Right. And that's how a lot of people got wrecked in 2021 because so many people entered Bitcoin in the last quarter of 2021, or not just Bitcoin, any other coins. They just entered and bought and bought and bought, but they became exit liquidity for people that have been there, who have been patient, who bought early to say that I believe in the project. So naturally, people don't want to follow something that is not hyped up or a lot of people are following. So it's just a human psychology. That's why we exist, to teach, to say we've been here before, we've seen it before. The best way to get in before retail guys rush into the industry is during a certain time. But some do, some don't. Actually, most don't until they see those green candles and they chase those green candles because fear of missing out is a human emotion. Few people can control it.
Now, here's a big question. Right now, the markets are red. We have seen Bitcoin hitting 100,000 for the first time, and it went above as far as 107,000 US dollars. Now we are back at around 90,000 US dollars. Currently, we are at 95,000 US dollars. Is
Yeah.
it the end of the bull market that has just started? This is the end of the bull market. Can you take us through? If you can share your charts, you are also welcome to do so.
Yeah. I'm trying to share my chart. Let's see. It's saying it's sharing. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can still see our face. There we go. All right. I want to show people the bigger picture. Okay. On the right hand side, everything is green except ADA, which was also green um, just a few moments ago. Okay. Now let's look at the Bitcoin chart. Okay. So, I mean, everything is red. Did I say green? My goodness. Everything
Yeah,
is red.
I noticed you said
You know,
everything
no,
is
everything
red.
is red except ADA, that is green. Okay. So, what I like to do when somebody is panicking, I like to show them the bigger picture. Now, what I have on my chart is the bigger picture, right? Bitcoin has been moving. Let me just start it here in September, but it's been moving higher, even higher than this. Okay. So just from September this year, Bitcoin went up 100%, a hundredfold. Okay. 100%. And in the last few days, from the top to the lowest of today, it was 14% drop. And to where it is now, it's 10% drop. And people are crying, right? So who's crying? The person that entered here. That's the person who's crying, right? And let me show you where I entered. Oops. Let me show you where I entered. And I have no reason to cry. Okay. Let me show you where I entered. September 2023, January 2023. Look at where I entered. So I entered here. Okay. So look at this and look at that huge move that we have. So why should I cry? I'm not crying, right? So it's all about perspective and it's all about where did people enter. So when Bitcoin was boring around this area here, okay, we were saying enter. Bitcoin is boring. This is the perfect time to come in. But people were not listening to us, right? So people didn't come in during this time. During this time here, they did not come in, right? They come and enter here at the top. And then Bitcoin retraces 15%, then hey, it's a bear market.
All right.
It's, it's
So a small retrace because they entered at the top is already making them crash.
then they panic, right? And you know what? I don't blame them, especially if you are new, right? I don't blame them, especially if you are new. I mean, I had two people calling me today, um, from my course, my students. Two people calling me today and saying, "Hey, this thing is going down, and what do you think? Should I exit?" I said, "Exit? What are you talking about exiting?" You know. So we are not exiting right now, we are filling up the bags. When we see green days, when we see red days, it's opportunities for us to fill up the bags. So so people will just panic. And that's why I'm saying that before you panic, I like to show people the bigger picture. This is a minor retracement, guys. Minor retracement. This is what 14%, and people are crying. So
There's no
from there,
market that just goes up straight away, straight line up. There has to be a retest. There has to
I mean,
be a breathing space for the
of
market.
course, of course, and rightfully so. From where I entered, right somewhere right here. Um, I mean, look at that: up, down, up, down, up, down. Right? So up, down, up, going sideways. and then up, and then you can expect some down movements, right? And then you can expect some upward movement. That's how the market works. So it is nice. I know it's a good feeling, to see a green candle. It's a very good feeling. I enjoy it myself. Nobody likes red candles. So I also enjoy it myself. But market just can't go on a straight up. If it does, it's unhealthy. So it means that when it crashes, it's going to crash big, right? Just for reference purposes. Okay. Just for reference purposes. Where's January? January is here. January is here. Just for reference purposes. To where we are today, it's 484% gains. That's 4x, right? Since last year to today. So in almost 2 years, because Jan 2025 will be 2 years, to the top, it's 542% gains. Who's going to give you 542% gains? No bank is going to give you that. That's for sure. In 2 years, no bank is going to give you that. If you are investing heavy amounts of money, that's it. You are done. If I've got 20, 40, 50 million rands that I've invested and I make 500%, that's it. I'm done. My bull market is done. I'm gone. You know what I mean? So, because no bank is going to give you that. No bank is going to give you that. I don't know. I'm lagging on the screen. Am I still okay on your side?
All right, T. In 2017, if I remember very well, around August, September, October, Bitcoin was trading below or around 3,500 US dollars. Then in October, it started going above 5,000 US dollars. Then in November, it crossed 10,000 US dollars. And then that was 2017. Then in December, it went to its peak of 19,000 US dollars. Then it was its peak, 19,000 US dollars in December. Then it started going down by then. So, my question to you, if you remember those events, you might have a different graph there. But my question to you is that are we still have a room to go up, or we have reached the peak? In the last bull run, which was in 2020 in October, that's when the market also started going up, just like now. October, November, December. Then around April, May, Elon Musk said something about Doge. Was it Doge or Shiba Inu back then? And then it took the markets to the higher levels as well. By June, we reached the peak as well in 2021. So now my question is, do we still have a room for the Bitcoin to go up, or it has reached its peak? Um, from 64,000, the highest all-time high, the previous all-time high, 64,000. Now we are at 100,000, above 100,000, the all-time high. Do we still have a room for the Bitcoin to go up, or it has reached its peak and we are waiting for the altcoin season for now?
All right. I'll answer you by giving you history. Okay. And the reason I do that is so that people can understand that everything is written in charts. Okay. Everything is written in charts. And so I'm going to pull up my chart that I drew up for the cycles. Okay. I may not explain it because it might take me a long time to explain it, but I'm just going to answer based on what you're telling me. All right. So I'm going to leave out the beginning, right? The 2010, 28, because this was the beginning, 2008 and 2010, around those times. This was the beginning, and Bitcoin needed to move massively on the upside. Okay, so I'm going to start our cycle from 2013, okay, which is the first halving. I'm going to start it from there. So between this yellow line and the next yellow line is one cycle. Yellow line, another cycle. Yellow line, another cycle. So we've had 1, 2, 3. We are now on the fourth cycle. Okay. So to answer you, I'll just put it on the chart. So the bull market is over here in this green box, okay, is represented by the green box, and the bear market is represented by the red box. The yellow line represent the halving. Because I'm looking at the weekly chart, this is the week of the halving, not the exact day of the halving, because I'm looking at the weekly chart. All right. So let me zoom it in so that you guys can see. So I'm gonna start here. So halving happened, okay, on the week of the 26th of November 2012. Okay, then which is almost where we at, which is almost where we are now, because the halving happened. This one was very late. It happened in the month of November, right? Things were still starting out then. But Bitcoin then traded sideways up until January of 2013. That's when we had the bull market, okay? And then there was this huge growth, okay, up until December 2013. Great. So we are now looking at 2025 to give us this green box. Okay, we just entered this green box where we are right now based on historical data. Okay, so I'm answering your question that do we still have room to grow? And I say to you, we still have a lot of room to grow. Okay, based on historical data. Okay, so which time frame referring from? I'm referring to 1 week. Somebody is asking here on the question. They were my namesake. I'm
Oh, yes, I
referring
saw the
to.
question.
I'm referring to 1 week. I'm on a weekly time frame. Okay, so now the bull market happened between January of 2013 to December of to December of 2013. Okay, then followed by the red box, which was the bear market, right? Followed by the first expansion phase. I'm not going to explain those for now. Followed by the first accumulation phase, followed by the second expansion phase, followed by the second accumulation phase, which is where we are coming out of now in our time today, right? So this month of December in 2016, okay, just before the bull market, this is the month of December. Okay, so look at what happened in 2017. A huge amount of growth that we saw, right? Then we were followed by the bear market. We were followed by the first expansion phase. We were followed by the second accumulation phase. And then because of COVID, we did not have the second expansion phase, which I believe hindered the cycle and shortened the cycle in terms of growth based on what we were expecting, right? Then we were followed by the second accumulation phase, which is where we are, right? December. Let's look at December before the bull market, okay? So this one went in a bit earlier into the bull market. It went in October. Remember, I said that the price starts moving 6 to 8 months after halving, right? So October is exactly 6 months after halving. Okay. In this case, because this was May, it was 5 months after halving. This was quicker. Okay. Then the price went up because the price was trying to recover so much from this big fall of March 2020 of the COVID era, right? But regardless, the following year, the price moved exponentially up, even though it did not reach the heights that we were expecting, right? This was the previous bull market, which was 2021. 2022, bear market, right? 2022, from November, we saw the first expansion phase, first accumulation phase. This is the same since 2012. Okay. Second expansion phase, second accumulation phase. And look where we are now. We are inside that green box. Okay. So we are inside this green box. Now, to answer your question, room to grow. Here's our room to grow. That's our room
Okay.
to grow. To answer your question. So we still have a lot of room to grow. Right. So until this structure changes, I have no reason to believe it's not going to happen this way. So that's your answer, sir.
Nice one, nice one. You've illustrated it very well from 2012, 2013 up until now, which is awesome, which is awesome. I know you are not a fortune teller, but there's always a situation from our followers, our mentees, students, whichever you call them, that all mentors, the thing that they know is to say buy here, buy here, but they never tell you to sell. They never tell you to exit the market. That's why in the previous years, I've noticed it that so many people buy, but they never exit. They never sell when it's time to sell. So, according to you, when is the right time to sell? When is the right time for someone for one to sell? I know it can be individual,
Yes.
individual decision to say, I've done so much, this is the right time to sell. But according to you, when is the right time to sell?
Q4 of 2025. Um, and I won't be specific, um, because we are not financial advisors at the end of the day. We
Yeah,
just
of course,
people,
of course.
we are people on the internet, and so it's Q4 of 2025. That's where I'm looking to start selling, just like we DCA into buying. You buy and buy and buy and buy. Even when you are selling, you take profits as the market goes up, so that you are not left with a bag at the end of the day. You find yourself that you are left with a bag and you are holding a bag and the markets are going down, right? So, and our risk appetite is different, um, which is what I normally tell my students that, hey, if you can't stand the fire in that kitchen, you better get out, So our risk appetite is different. So I'm the person that sells right at the end, and sometimes I sell late because my
Okay.
greed takes over, and as experienced as I am, I still experience emotions. Okay, I still experience FOMO in projects that I'm not invested in, but then I go back to my chart to have a look and say, "Ooh, this thing is way too high," and let me wait a little bit. So you always have to keep your emotions at bay, and so greed is one of those emotions, and a lot of people, they keep on holding the bag because some is because of greed, not just necessarily because they are waiting for their mentors to tell them it's time to sell. Maybe the mentor is experiencing greed, so he's not telling his students or the people that follow him to sell. So I mean, like I said to you, Bitcoin, I'm in now 400 and something percent. That's already amazing. Okay, that's already amazing. But I know I'm still holding on because I know that there's still more to go. You know, there's still maybe another 100% to go, you know. So I'm still holding on. And I know that if Bitcoin gives me 600% in a cycle, hey, then other coins are gonna give me what, 1,000%, which is a 10x. Others are gonna give me a 20x. Others are gonna give me a 40, a 50x. Others are gonna give me a 100x. Because the smaller the market cap, and the smaller the price is for these other coins that are new, and some are being hyped up, and some, are in their second cycle. They are also doing well. They're going to give me much more, way much more than Bitcoin is going to give me. But you mentioned, which I totally agree with you, when you mentioned the time phrases, to say the previous cycle, we actually reached our top in June, and then the market started retracing, and then the Bitcoin did just a little bit higher than what we had in May, June. So the cycle top was actually in June. May, June was the cycle top. The Bitcoin, and then the other coins also went down from April, May, and they came back up. Others, they topped out in September. Actually, most of our coins, they topped out in September. And then Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other coins, they just did a little bit higher than they did in June. So it was, last cycle was a scam, man. You know, last cycle was a big scam, and I still believe COVID had,
Mm,
you
mm.
know, everything to do with what we saw. And I hope that, based on what you said, we've got now in the USA a president that is pro crypto. He's appointing the SEC chairman that is pro crypto, and he's looking into making America the biggest reserve holders of Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies. So hopefully those things, and he's looking into ending the wars, between Russia and Ukraine, and Israel and Gaza. So he's looking into, getting these countries to cease fire. If he achieves such things, then I think that we're going to see a bigger cycle than we saw in the previous cycle in terms of price action, right? Not in terms of time, but in terms of price action. I still think Q4, will be it for the market. So sometime in Q4 of 2025 will be it in the market. I know other people will say it's gonna go over to 2026. I don't want to take the risk, So yeah.
We are live here at Empire Finance TV. We have our guest here, Mr. T. Busa. Is sharing valuable information with us here regarding the current situation of the market, whether we must exit the market or the market still has got some room for growth. So yes, stay with us here. Please do send your comments in the comment section there. I'm checking there are no comments. I'm checking there are no questions. Please ask anything that you want to find out, that you want to know about the current situation, about the cryptocurrency market. I know some people are still learning about this market, so you can ask anything. No question is biased or anything else. You can ask anything, then we'll respond. See,
Yeah.
um, Bitcoin is at 100,000. Someone out there has got 10,000 rands and say, I want to get into the crypto space. Would you recommend? I know we are not financial advisors here. We are just, this information that is being shared here is for entertainment purposes only. Would you say 10,000 get into Bitcoin, or we'll say 10,000 get into the uh, altcoins, some different small cap altcoins out there? What would you say?
If some- if
Is there
somebody has
still
if
someone with a
somebody has
small
how much?
money, someone a little money, can they still get into the Bitcoin itself?
Yeah, man. It all depends on your risk. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. So it depends on your risk. So if you're not somebody that generally takes a lot of risks, then you go for stable coins, in terms of coins that are not going to dip so much, like your Bitcoin, like your Ethereum. And those are your two coins. I've given you two coins already, Bitcoin and Ethereum. You wanted two coins, there they are. you know, so if you are not a person that takes a lot of risks, Bitcoin is still good for you. You know what I mean? And if you are new and you have a lot of money and you say, look, if I double my money, I'm good, right? Um, Bitcoin is still good for you. Ethereum is still good for you. They're not going to move as high as the other coins, but they're also not going to tank as much as the other coins, because the other coins, they will move high, but they will drop 60% on you. They will drop 30% on you. They will drop 40% on you. And some people cannot handle that. They cannot handle the stress. So if you are new, coming into Bitcoin, coming into Ethereum, those are still your coins that are, a bit stable, if you can call it that, in inverted commas. Yeah. So, but if you are young, you are working, you've got spare money, explore, diversify. Don't put your eggs in one basket. When we started out, Bitcoin was enough. When I started out, Bitcoin was enough. I bought my first Bitcoin. The price was 3,000 rands. My first Bitcoin, right? My first Ethereum, the price was $54. I don't even know how much was that in rands. I'll just have to convert it for today, but I know that the conversion rate was not like that. The US dollar value has gone up. So $54 today is about 900 rands. I know maybe it was about, I don't know, 700 rands when I bought my first Ethereum, and I took 35,000 rands worth, 35,000 rands, and I bought 54 Ethereums. Back in 2016, I bought 54 Ethereums. In 2017, 35,000 rands was about 1,000,000 rands. So those were opportunities that we had early on. But today, you're not going to get those opportunities from Bitcoin or Ethereum. But you might get those opportunities from lesser coins, low market cap coins. Hey, the world is going crazy. Now, meme coins are doing crazy things, So if you are young, you want to invest in meme coins, go ahead and invest in meme coins, because they might give you prices. They might give you, returns that we have seen on meme coins already are crazy, crazy returns, I'm not a person that favors meme coins, but you can't deny them. You can't deny that they've done a lot, and those meme coins have also dropped quite a lot. But if you were early and invested early, regardless, if the meme coin can go down 80%, but if a meme coin has gone up 20,000% and it goes down 80%, you are still in profit. You are still in profit because you have captured all this 20,000%, some 50,000%, some 100,000%. It's crazy, So you're not going to see that with established coins and VC-backed coins that have got huge investors behind them. You're not going to see those gains. But it depends where you are in life. It depends what kind of a person you are in terms of your risk appetite. I am risky. I am highly risky. And I got where I am because of that. Right. My wife, I always tell my wife, you married a crazy person. I am highly risky. And because of my risk appetite, I lost a lot of money. Right. But I also made a lot of money. Sometimes when I tell people that I do not have a risk appetite like I do, and I tell them the amount of money that I lost in the past, they just sit down and say, I need to catch a breath, because it's quite a lot of money. But then I made a lot of money because I kept on taking risks in life. But I can't afford to take the risks anymore. I'm married. I've got 3 boys. One is in high school. He'll be finishing school soon. Varsity is coming and all of those things. But when I was younger, man, I was taking risks. I was taking risks. Yeah. So it depends where you are in life.
All right. Are you not disappointed of the Ethereum second in charge, still below 4,000 US dollars? There's a huge difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum as of now. At some point, Ethereum was said to be the next Bitcoin, so to say, the next big, uh, you know, coin. But now it's still below 5,000 US dollars. There was a time whereby Ethereum was having it big in the market, smart contracts, and the use case was big. Its use cases was very, very much important in the crypto ecosystem. But currently, the price is still very much down there. What would you say? Do you think it's still gonna climb up, or it's been a disappointment?
Yeah, man. Ethereum has been a disappointment. But there's a lot of factors into why it has been a disappointment. Remember, as the crypto industry grows, you have competition, right? From the life cycle, we had a lot of layer one chains that were born. We had the Solana chain, we had the Binance chain, and countless more. We had Avex, we had what Engine. These are all chains. We had Cardano, we had a lot of chains that were born, which were taking chunks out of Ethereum's market cap or Ethereum's price action. So, because Ethereum paved a way from projects to build on top of Ethereum, and developers, they got smart also to say, hey, I can fork what Ethereum is doing and I can build my own chain, and people can start building on my own chain. So a lot of people were no longer now directly building on Ethereum, even though those other chains came from Ethereum. But a lot of people were now switching and building on all these other Ethereums. And there are other chains that are not built on Ethereum completely, that are separate from Ethereum completely. So they too are taking all these users and developers and investors and retail investors that were all investing into Ethereum, and they are moving all those people into their own chains. But regardless, Ethereum still has the second largest market cap, and it should perform. It should give us better price. But I still believe that Ethereum will still go high. In Bitcoin, in bull market, everything goes up. It's a matter of how much is it going to go up. But I still believe that Ethereum is going to go up. But are we going to see, the 10,000x that it gave us, previously, from the first cycle and all of that, you're not going to see those things, because as coins get established, their price movement lowers. So the 10,000x that you saw with Ethereum in the past, you're not going to see it. Right now, they also had a major change, from moving from proof of work to proof of stake. So a lot of changes has happened within the ecosystem, but it has been, price wise, it has been disappointing. It has struggled to break the previous all-time high. Let's look at the chart. Let me open the Ethereum chart. Where's the Ethereum chart? I was looking at it the other day. I think it's only 200x. I'm not on X, 200% from the bottom, which is very, 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 very disappointing. But let me just check. the Ethereum that I have on my site.
No, you are right. The use cases like smart contracts, other projects have actually tapped into that market. So they took so much from the Ethereum.
Oh yeah, they did. They did big time. ETH USD. I just wanna find a new clean chart.
Okay.
Let's do this one. Okay. So I was checking from the bottom. So this is where it bottomed out. Okay. So from the top, which was around 47,000, we still haven't reached the previous all-time high, which was about for $4,700 dollars. Okay. And then it bottomed at about 81% drop. And it bottomed at $885. Okay. So from there to
All right.
the local top, it's about 369% growth. So Bitcoin has outperformed Ethereum. Bitcoin to the top, it's 540 something percent, and Ethereum is only 369%, depending on which chart you're looking at, obviously. So it's a huge disappointment. In crypto, someone might be looking and saying, how can you say a 300% gain is a disappointment? But in crypto, it's a huge disappointment, especially for the second largest coin by market cap in the industry. So by now, we
Mm.
should have at least surpassed the previous all-time high. We should have at least surpassed the previous all-time high, but we still haven't. So yeah, man, it's been a big disappointment for Ethereum, but the chart is looking good. The chart is looking good. I think Ethereum is still gonna go up. Once we can break the resistance that we are seeing right here. Let's do this, make it solid. So, we've got this resistance line that we have. Okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got the previous um, all-time highs. So this area here, we just need, to break out of this area. If we can break out of that area, then I think that we are going to see Ethereum starting to rally if we can just break out of that area. Okay. So, but yeah, like you're saying, man, yeah, it's a big disappointment. Big disappointment. But if you are invested, I keep giving you coins. Don't ask me for coins in the
Now this is an
you
indication,
read between the
a
lines.
trade idea. We don't say signal; it's a trade idea.
Yeah. So if you don't read between the lines, it's your fault. If you look at coins like AVEX, if you look at coins like AVEX, for example, yes, see, this one is not neat. Let me find a neat one. AVEX and USD. Let's find a neater coin, right? So 2021, right there, the highest price was 147. Okay. And it dropped about 93%. Okay. And then from the bottom to the local top, it's about 652%. Right. So I'm happy with that. It even outperformed Ethereum, which is what we've been saying, that these projects that took the users from Ethereum, and they took all the utility from Ethereum, and the chain activity from Ethereum. So all these users and developers have gone elsewhere. So I'm happy with 600%. And we're still not even above the previous all-time high. Okay, with Avalanche. Next one, ADA. Don't say I'm not giving you coins. Okay, so
It looks like most of these altcoins have not surpassed the all-time high, the previous all-time high.
yes, yes, that's true. But they've also, from the bottom, have done some of them have done quite exceptionally better than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, so Avalanche also, here's the all-time high, okay, which was about $3 to the low. It dropped about 92%, like everything else that has been dropping. Okay, and then to the previous high, this one also fell a bit short. It's almost equal with Ethereum. I mean, with Bitcoin, it's about 500%. Okay. But here's a coin that has performed. Okay. Here's a coin that has performed. Let me find a cleaner one. Sol USD. Here's a cleaner one, which it has reached its all-time previous high, and it started retracing from that. Okay, we reached it about a few days ago, or just close to it in November. Okay, so it has reached its previous all-time high, and obviously the previous all-time high will be the resistance level. Okay, but look at what has happened. Okay, from the previous all-time high of 267 to the 96% drop in the bear market. Okay, and then from the low to the top, already a 3,100%. What do you want? Right? So even though some of these coins haven't reached, other ones are my secret sauce. I won't show them. My students will be mad. Right? So even though these coins haven't reached their previous all-time high, but when you count from the low to the local top, you will realize Solana it has gone quite high, based on other established coins. It has gone quite high, and we still have room to grow even there. Even as high as it has already done, we still have room to grow. Okay, so yeah, man.
Looking at what you just showed us now, it means there's still a chance, an opportunity to buy into altcoins because they haven't moved much. Of course, Bitcoin has sprung to 100,000, but the altcoins are still way below. They haven't even reached, it surpassed their all-time high. So there's still a chance to get into the altcoins as we speak now. So would you say someone out there is not late as yet?
Yes, no, definitely, man. Definitely. I always say that, I did a post the other day, it was yesterday, I can't remember, saying that we are now getting close to that time. That if you want to have the most out of your return, this is the time now to buy, and because a lot of coins, still haven't reached their previous all time high, and some are going. And remember, there's new coins that are coming out, so even the previous coins might struggle. That's why you need to select quality coins from the previous cycle, because there's always something new that comes out. Okay, there's always something new that comes out. Okay, give you another one. APT. Okay, USD APT, which is, I don't know, I think this one might be, yeah, it's not clean, this one. Okay, let's look at this one. APT USD. What did I write? I didn't write the correct thing here. APT USD. Okay, maybe let's look at this chart. Okay, So this is a coin that was born in the bear market. Okay, so this is a coin that is experiencing its first cycle. Okay,
Okay.
so this is a coin that is experiencing its first cycle. So it was launched, it dropped, and then from there to the top, it saw about a 551% gain. Okay. And this coin is in its first cycle, right? So this coin has a potential to do what Solana did, what Avex did, what Cardano did in the previous cycle, because this is a coin that is still in its first cycle, right? So at the moment, we don't know what this coin is going to do, right? So these are coins that might be taking some of those gains that we saw from the previous coins. Solana did its thing, Cardano did its thing, Avex did its thing. Now it's time for new kids on the block. So all these new kids that are coming up on the block, they are obviously going to take some gains from the coins that already existed from the previous cycle, and that's how crypto works. The new kid on the block always does better than the previous kid, that has been on the block for a while. Yeah. So that's what it is, man.
Christoph, my last question to you is, I sit there, I see a lot of analysts, traders predicting the markets. Some are saying Bitcoin is going to 1 million. Some are saying Bitcoin is going to 10,000 US dollars. Do you still think Bitcoin will come back to 10,000 US dollars?
No, I don't. For the same reason that I've been saying. If a structure is not broken, why would you think anything else? So I don't see how Bitcoin is going to go down to 10,000. For it to go down to 10,000, it means that it has to break the previous all-time high of 60,000. Not only that, break the previous all-time high of 19,000. So it means that you're telling me that it's going to completely destroy the past two cycles to get us back to 2017. With all these investors that have came into the space, with all these ETFs that have been into the space right now, you're telling me that all those people, because they want to gain more, they're going to send the price down so that they can make more money? I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening.
Thank you so much, T. Thank you so much for this wonderful information. You have done so well in your presentation. What are your last words to someone listening out there? Someone who's seeing some reds, like you mentioned before, that people who are new in this space, people who just joined the cryptocurrency market, are the ones who are having this panic. They seeing some reds, they're not used to this, they don't know the market need to breathe, they don't know that the market does some retest, they don't know that the market need to have a space, to accumulate some energy to pump up. So what would you say to that person?
Before I say that, let me just finish your previous question, because you asked me. Some people say Bitcoin is going to go to 1 million. Some are saying 10. So I spoke about the down part of it, which I don't think Bitcoin is going to go to 10,000. If that happens, you need to give me basis and evidence why you are saying that. I can give you technical and I can give you facts, which I already did, to tell you why Bitcoin is going to go higher. So if you are of the opposite belief, you need to give me also evidence and substantial amount, where you are basing your prediction from, right? So to the guys that are overzealous, that are saying that Bitcoin is going to go to 1,800,000, and again, guys, it will be going against, I know that so many things are happening for crypto this cycle, the elections, Trump, Gary out, but there's certain things, again, technically, fundamentally, that exist that will cap Bitcoin at a certain price range. My price range is between 200 and 250,000. And that's where I see the top of Bitcoin, right? So, but if somebody says 300, it's still within tolerance. But if you're saying 800, a million, I don't think in this cycle. Am I saying Bitcoin will never reach $1 million? No, that's not what I'm saying. We only 10% of $1 million right now. We fought so hard to get to 100,000 rands, $100,000. So for us to just quickly jump, it took us what from 2008 to get to $100,000, and you think within one cycle we're gonna go to $1 million? That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So some people are just too excited, and this happens every cycle. And that's how a lot of people get wrecked. And that's how a lot of people are left holding the bags, because they've been listening to someone that's saying that Bitcoin is going to 1 million. And now comes the time to sell. You are not selling because you're expecting $1 million of Bitcoin. And that's how people get wrecked,
Yeah, I know that's true.
Yeah. So advice to the new guys. Look, man, if you've got a job, carry on with your job. If you've got a side hustle somewhere, carry on with it. Just keep on buying as you go along. Just keep on buying as you can afford. And don't look at the markets, man. Do not look at the markets every second, every minute. I knew how to analyze charts because I first began as a forex trader, and then I converted or went over to cryptocurrency. But even in forex trading, I know the pain of looking at the screen the whole day because you are a day trader. So take that mindset out. You are no longer a trader, you are an investor. And you buy now, and people that have delayed gratification are people that gain more into cryptocurrency. Buy now, buy as the coins are retracing and breathing and going down. Fill up those bags, and then that once you do that, study the chart that I shown you. It's on my profile. Study the chart that I shown you, how cycles work. Study it. We are here to share knowledge, free knowledge. What we've just done today, it's quite a lot of information, and we've shared it for free. So we take our time, and big ups to you also, Mabena. You take your time also, to educate the guys for free. On social media, we do that, quite a lot of us. So take what we are showing you guys. I always say that if you can't learn anything from me, learn from my experience. My experience speaks for itself, and that's where my reputation comes from. Do not listen to everybody that you come across on social media. Make sure that you also do your own research. You are responsible for your own money. No one is holding a gun to your head and saying buy or sell. You, at the end of the day, are responsible for your money. So it is your duty and your responsibility to do research about what somebody's saying. Even me, what I'm telling you now, it's your responsibility to do research on it, to say, is this guy, speaking sense, or is he talking crap? So you have that responsibility. So don't just fall into anything. Lastly, in crypto, we have a saying, not your keys, not your crypto. Don't go out giving your hard-earned money to companies that are promising you returns, and you give away your private keys to those companies because they might collapse. We learned the hard way. Somebody said they were introduced into crypto via Mining City. And she says that she wouldn't be here had it not been for Mining City, So it's still there, that comment. She wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Mining City. For us, that was the school, So we went through quite a lot of companies. If I can mention all those companies that went under, you will not believe. We paid the school fees so that you don't have to pay it, So take our, experience, what we say, and still do your own due diligence. That's what I can say to guys who are new into the crypto space. You're muted.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. T. What an awesome session.
Yeah, man.
You have given us a lot of information. Like you just mentioned, do your own research. Whatever you hear, whatever your mentor says, but it's up to you to do your own research. But thank you so much, Mr. T. Thank you for coming through. I knew it was going to be this great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. All the best, and let's make money. 2025 is here.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Peace.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This was so much insightful. This was so much informative. Mr. T here shared a lot of nuggets, a lot of, secrets. If you don't call them secrets, I don't know what you call them. There was so much that was shared here. Thank you so much, Figile. I see your suggestion. Yes, please subscribe on our YouTube channel and also subscribe on Busa's YouTube channel as well. Subscribe on our YouTube channel so that whenever we go live, we are going to be going live every week with different topics, crypto lifestyles, forex lifestyle, markets lifestyle, people showcasing how they've made it, people telling us how they're making it, sharing different strategies, insights into the market. So please subscribe on our YouTube channel and let's keep connected. Thank you so much for coming through today, and we shall see you again next.